At first, they turned up their noses at it: hamburgers, ketchup and sweet Coca-Cola. But what happened next would change their perception of America forever. Among the detained were young women who had served as clerks, nurses and auxiliaries. They were not soldiers, but they were now prisoners, or more precisely, internees. The first encounter. The Americans were well supplied and good organized. Their camps had kitchens stocked with canned goods, bread, meat and coffee. When the first group of German women was led into the dining hall, they saw something that felt alien. Rows of plates stacked high with food. Steaming meat patties, soft white bread, bright yellow mustard, and cups filled with something dark and fizzy. Hamburgers, Coca-Cola. To the Americans, it was nothing special, just lunch. To the Germans, it was shocking. They whispered to each other, confused and cautious. The smell of grilled beef and onions filled the air, greasy, heavy, completely foreign. One woman later recalled, "It smelled like smoke and sugar." We didn't know what to make of it. The first bite. At first, most refused to eat. They thought it was too rich, too strange. Food for children, not adults. They'd grown up with rye bread, boiled potatoes and thin soup. Then one brave soul, a woman named Liesel from Hamburg, took a bite. Her expression changed immediately. She chewed slowly, then smiled for the first time in months. The others followed. One by one, they tried the hamburger, the bread, the drink. The Coca-Cola fizzed on their tongues, strange and delightful. Soon the dining hall filled with laughter, hesitant at first, then genuine. For the first time since the war ended, these women felt something that had vanished from their lives: normalcy and abundance, a taste of the unknown. To them, the hamburger represented something more than food. It was abundance, it was warmth, it was the end of hunger. And though they were still prisoners far from home, uncertain of their future, this simple American meal bridged a gap between enemies. They asked the guards what was in it, how it was made. Soon, improvised hamburger days became small celebrations in several camps everyone looked forward to. American cooks even began teaching some of the German women how to prepare the food themselves, sharing recipes, trading stories, and sometimes smiles. After the war. When these women were eventually released, many returned home to a nation still starving. They spoke of what they'd seen and tasted in the American camps. Years later, some would remember their first hamburger or first Coke as the day they realized the world was bigger than war. It wasn't just a meal, it was a glimpse into what peace and a life without scarcity could look like. Sometimes peace begins not with treaties, but with simple acts: a meal, a taste, a shared table.